An Introduction to Feline Granuloma and Mesothelioma by Francisco Rodriguez. Mesothelioma less than http://www.mesothelioma greater than is a terrible disease that has a huge latency period. To explain in more detail, latency period refers to the time duration between the exposure to the causative agent and the onset of the disease. The causative agent in the case of this disease is asbestos. The manifestation of indications of this disease is much after exposure to asbestos. Sometimes, this may be even after 20 to 50 years. Another notorious characteristic of this disease is that it has symptoms that are very similar to other benign diseases. Many times pleural mesothelioma lung cancer is confused with pneumonia, and this leads to dire consequences. What happens is that the patient is in the last stages before they even realize they have such a killer disease. Therefore, little can be done to help them the last stages of cancer. Certain treatments have been devised for mesothelioma. However, these only help to mitigate the painful symptoms. Normally, the spread of the disease cannot be checked. There is no known cure for this disease. The choice of treatment for a mesothelioma patient is based on the stage of mesothelioma that he or she is in. Granuloma and mesothelioma in medical terms. Granuloma and mesothelioma are two different terms and diseases for living organisms like mammals. To make it simple, there is a clear distinction between the two. Granuloma is non-cancerous or is often described as benign, while mesothelioma in contrast is most of the time malignant, or cancerous, and would often lead to the death of the individual. While both the diseases affect tissues within the internal organs of the body, there is still basic differences. 1. Granuloma is considered a form of a serious infection and can easily be treated. Second, granuloma is not as severe as mesothelioma. For its part, mesothelioma is often malignant and death-causing. Although prognosis, or rate or chances of survival, is possible, most of the reported cases end up in death of the diagnosed patient. To understand mesothelioma better, try to comprehend its causes and other problems associated with it. Exposure to asbestos is directly related to certain types of cancer, including peritoneal mesothelioma, which is cancer of the membranes in the abdominal cavity. Peritoneal mesothelioma is the second rarest form of mesothelioma, and each year it is responsible for around 20% of the cases of diagnosed mesothelioma. As exposure to asbestos is the only known cause of peritoneal mesothelioma, there are two main ways that doctors believe that it can actually reach the abdominal wall. The various degrees of mesothelioma as per the T&M staging system are as follows. Stage I, the mesothelioma may be in the right or the left pleural. It may also have assaulted the pericardium or the diaphragm on the same side. However, it would not have spread to the lymph nodes. Mesothelioma in cats. Feline mesothelioma, therefore, is another case. Is feline mesothelioma caused by asbestos exposure? If that is so, then the owner of the cat is also at risk of developing mesothelioma in the future because he might also be exposed to the substance. In cats, mesothelioma could be diagnosed if the cat is aged 7 to 10 years. Most common symptom is drastic and sudden loss in weight. Veterinarians are still researching on what may cause feline mesothelioma and granuloma, although some suggest that it may be caused by substances in cat litter boxes. The dust in the litter boxes may contain little amount of asbestos, although this idea is still to be verified. Often, cats diagnosed with feline mesothelioma or feline granuloma end up dying. That is because animals are hard to treat because of the complexity of their structures. Many vets also ask cat owners to just let consent for biopsy so the cat could contribute well to current research about feline mesothelioma and granuloma. Euthanasia is not an issue among sick animals, although animal rights advocates could openly oppose the idea. If your cat is diagnosed with mesothelioma or granuloma and there is only less chance of prognosis, make the decision to donate the cat instead for biopsy. That way, at least the cat died for good purposes. Francisco Rodriguez. About the author, mesothelioma attorney less than http://www.mesothelioma attorneyfreeconsultation.com greater than, truly compassionate.